Welcome Transformers fans, today I will be reviewing Transformers Prime 10-year anniversary pack, and this includes War Breakdown and as well as Jet Vehicon. This figure pack released in 2019 or 2020, about 3 years ago, for the sake of Transformers Prime animation series 10 year. And we also got Megatron release, Hades Megatron release, but I didn't buy that. I ordered APC Toys Megatron just recently and ordered this pack. Well, it's a quite surprise knowing that these figures got released a while ago, especially the breakdown mold. In my opinion, for the many Transformers collectors, this figure is very rare figure to find because even back then, around 2010 to 2011, this figure only got released in Japan as Takatomi product. So many collectors weren't able to get this figure, as well as including me. Since I was a kid, I was always big fan of Transformers Prime series, and as a kid I wasn't able to collect any of these figures. I only got Prime, Beast Force Prime, and as well as Rumble, Transformers RID version Rumble. But today we will be taking a look at this pack, and it wasn't too expensive getting this pack. Actually, for me it wasn't too expensive at all, because when you search this pack online, not even pack, when you search this breakdown figure alone, the Takara version, Silas breakdown, or any other breakdown modes, including the Commander Class Cyberverse breakdown, these figures doesn't cost any cheaper. They are 50 $60 $56 to $80. This pack cost me $130, but when you search it online, it's about $200 to $300. So it was really great find for me to get my hands on a sealed pack such as this one, and I'm very excited to look at this because these figures really are awesome. The engineering, the molding, the accuracy, painting, and everything about these figures just resembles the show itself, and it's quite impressive work they did this pack. They didn't actually change anything about this. It's only, as you can see, the box looks pretty impressive. Love this. It's reminds me of exclusive boxes, I guess. Yes, this is the top, this is the bottom. Well, let's take this aside and take a look at the main event itself. Here's Vehicon and Breakdown, and they come with arms micron weapons, but I never used any stickers on them because I think that gimmick doesn't look that good at all. But the weapon itself is pretty impressive and pretty accurate to the show itself. This belongs to Wacom, and I haven't assembled fully because this kind of reminds me of, actually resembles the breakdowns shoulder cannon as well as alt mode cannon. So I will be using this as his base weapon. And as for the jet Vehicon, he doesn't need any weapons at all because in show, when they were attacking Autobots in their alt mode, there weren't any weapons coming out of their alt mode. So I guess this is pretty impressive that they stand out well even without their weapons. So let's compare these figures to other figures. Here's 86 movie Jazz and Cyberverse Bumblebee. And as you can see, this figure is not deluxe class. I guess it's supposed to be deluxe class, but as for engineering and gimmicks, it doesn't qualify for deluxe class. But as for the size, they're fitting well. This is 86 movie Jazz study series, and as you can see, this figure and this figure, all of these figures, not this one, and this one, all of these figures are deluxe class. And looking back, this is 2010's release, and this is just modern release. As you can see, the inflation here, because of the plastic prices increasing, and because of the company's dirty work, I guess, these figures getting smaller and smaller, and it's kind of a pity in my opinion, because look at the size. They both are deluxe classes. Even this Vehicon looks way bigger than this figure itself. So it's kind of shame that they shrink down the figures and increasing prices for engineering, but there are no such things in modern figures. We all only see backpacks and cables and restricted movements. And as for the new legacy Transformers Prime line figures, they are bullshit. Like, I only love the bulkhead design because it kind of reminds me of Beast Wars Optimus Prime Alt Mode. But other than that, I'm going for the old figures because they are way more impressive than modern figures. As for the size of this figure kind of reminds me of first edition Transformers Prime Bumblebee. So I will be displaying these two together. Well, let's transform this guy. And I only applied this sticker on sides, and they are coming out because the it's not really high quality stickers. It just as you can see, Takara reproduce so many products of so many series, including Beyblades and Transformers. So their stickers are not high quality one. I wish they painted this section with only purple, not purple, orange. And some areas or in robot mode, there are some areas they supposed to paint it for purple and silver, but they just missed the chance, I guess. Let's transform this guy. And as for transformation, it's quite simple and enjoyable transformation. I love this guy. It's really impressive that the robot mode as well as the alt mode looks impressive and accurate to show without having a big backpack or parts forming at all. As you can see, it's so simple that it takes few minutes to transform this figure. As for the result, you'll love it. And one thing to point out, this guy got few releases, and when you look at this area, you can see some interior details, but on his repaint Silas breakdown, they have little Silas molding here, but this one only has mechanical moldings here, and this wall area is transparent piece. And I'm kind of worried about the quality of this, but yeah, I won't force that area that much, so it won't break down, I guess. Well, as you can see, it's pretty much done. Well, here's a breakdown. let's transform Jet Vehicon as well. Then take a look at the alt modes and robot modes and decide and look at the articulation as well. Well, we are done, and here we got Jet Vehicon and Breakdown. As you can see, these two figures are deluxe class, and there is size difference. Like this Vehicon is supposed to be as tall as Breakdown's chest, but because of the design, his wings and shoulder pads kind of is taller than Breakdowns. Like that. Let's take a look at the design. These figures, I guess arms micron, but I haven't assembled this fully because of the gimmick. I will only be leaving this like just plugging this into Breakdown's shoulders. It's quite stiff on my copy. Well, as you can see, it's accurate to show. I guess here's his hammer and well, his breakdown, fully armed, and looks great. Looks pretty impressive. I mean, it looks accurate. As for robot mode and as for alt mode, they both look accurate, and painting, molding, articulation are just impressive. And as for breakdown's shoulder pads, they are slot here and they are kind of hook here. And if I remove this one and plug this into breakdown's shoulders, as you can see, it will fit. But it's kind of funny that this hook is not on his left shoulder back section, left area, but on his right area, because in animation series, his shoulder cannon comes out of his left shoulder, but this one is right, so it's kind of inaccurate. But I'm just trying to create the accuracy because this belongs to Wacom, but I'm kind of trying to get this look out of breakdown. That might be my only opinion, but I guess it looks great, my opinion. Well, let's use this gun for Vehicon as well. Well, the gun itself is too big for his hands. I wish it was around this size. And the painting, the coloring itself, the color of plastic doesn't match up with this. I know it comes with stickers, and I will apply some stickers on Wacom as well as breakdown, especially this chest area. It lacks Decepticon insignia. I would love to remove this transparent piece and apply sticker on this silver area. Then put this silver plate, transparent plate on his way, just like APC did on Grand Vehicon, but this one comes with assembled, so it's hard to remove this transparent piece. I don't want to, break this or leave any stress marks, so I guess I will not apply Decepticon insignia on his chest because most likely it will fall off from this transparent area. Well, even without stickers, even without their weapons, they look pretty impressive. I love the look. Oh my god, this breakdown and Wacom looks awesome. Of course, I will be needing Grand Wacom in my collection, and I can go with APC Toys, Mob Wacom, and they are pretty cheaper. And as for the quality, I think they are pretty much same. They are KO versions, but they doesn't really have any bad quality. For figures, I ordered their Megatron. I ordered Megatron before ordering these figures, but these figures arrived faster than Megatron, and it's kind of shame because I was waiting for him for so long. But I will be just waiting for few weeks or days. Then when he arrived, the Decepticon army will be completed with his minions on charge. And as for robot mode comparison, his red knockout, I repainted him slightly. As you can see, there's a quite difference between the original product and repaint because I used glossy red and metallic, not kind of metallic gray because it doesn't shine really. And as for standing, he's barely standing on his feet because of the design choice on his figure. Let's take a side aside. Well, as for size, breakdown is supposed to be this taller. Breakdown is supposed to be taller and bigger than knockout, but because breakdown is deluxe class and because red series doesn't care about scales, these look like this, and they're not too bad. Considering the Vehicon is supposed to be 6 meters tall. Knockout is supposed to be 6.5 meters, and as for breakdown is supposed to be 8.5 meters tall, but he's kind of shorter than his partner. Well, it's not big deal in my opinion, and they look great. As for accuracy, and one thing to point out, this doesn't transform, but this does, so it's kind of shame. Well, let's take a look at another comparison. Here's we got World War Cybertron hoist and 86 movie cup. As you can see, those 4 of them are deluxe classes, but you can see the difference. You can see how bulky this figure is. As for heft, they both are pretty much at same weight. As for solidness, breakdown has loose joints. It's not because of the quality of this figure, but they used soft ball joints on his shoulders just because of transformation, and because of that, shoulders are kind of loose, and it's not too bad, but it's not quality issue. It will not break in time, or it will not get any loose in time, but it's kind of rotating it like this, just loose. Well, just let's talk about the scale. And Vehicon itself, Vehicon is solid. He's got no back cable at all. It's accurate to show. And as for solidness, he's solid and love this guy. Really, really love this guy. I wish they released Jet Vehicon and Grand Vehicon for such a cheap price point. Deluxe, modern deluxe price range. I would like to buy an army of them. I know Epsito's released their Grand Vehicon just recently, and I will be getting one or two of them my collection. I would love to, because as for the design choice, as for the Decepticon troopers, they really stand out well for their design. It's kind of looking gorgeous. His arm design, his face. He's got uh light piping here, but it doesn't really look that well, because the room itself got not that much of light, and that light piping is not red but purple for some reason. And I know there's purple areas on him. Of course, you can use the stickers on his shins and as well as his feet and chest and alt mode. I will be considering that. And as far as the breakdown, you can use stickers on his feet, knee pads, the waist area, and and as for alt mode, this area as well, I will be considering that as well, because this stickers already chipping on this figure and it's kind of shame. Well, look at this, and I think he looks great side by side with all these figures, because the cup's head is kind of bigger than expected, because when you look at the Jetway icon, the head size is perfect. But as for this guy, they made very small shoulders, and this design is supposed to resemble the chest area, kind of resemble the chest area, but they miscalculated that. But all along, they look great. And let's take a look at the articulation. He's got movement like this. It's transformation joint, 360 ball joint movement, the bicep rotation, bend, ball joint. It's for rotating properly, but it's there and it's good. Well, it's got bending arms, no waist rotation, thigh rotation, kind of 60-degree knee rotation, and feet goes down and up. And as for head, it's on ball joint, but because of the design, he can't really look side to side that much. I don't want to force the ball joint, but that's there. And let's take a look at the breakdown. His head is on ball joint. I can look up that far, down that far. No, it's kind of reminds me of spring-loaded figure, because returns to former place, and he looks side to side like this way because of the chest area transformation area. He looks side to side on this degree. Well, as for shoulders, all kinds of movements on his shoulders, a 360 movement because of the ball joint, and his shoulders move as well. He's got a stiff bicep rotation, a 90-degree bend, and unfortunately he doesn't have any wrist rotation. But as for waist, he got waist rotation. He can't kick up that far, He can kick back that far, move his leg to back area. He's got tire rotation, but because it's ball joint and because of this mushroom pack is stiff, you can't really get that tire rotation out of this mushroom point, but instant you get that from ball joint. As far as a bend, it's down 90 degrees and feet goes down and up this far, and that's only just transformation joint. And conclusion, I think I am really pleased with this purchase, and I'm really glad to get these figures in my collection after so long, being a Transformers Prime fan for almost 10 years long and not having any of these figures around that time is a shame. And today I can be proud of Hasbro for releasing these figures after so long, because the market prices are really crazy and they are uh, really crazy. Like this figure alone, used version, costs about $200 to $300, and that's crazy. This in time costs about 32 pounds, $32. But now look at the prices. Even after Hasbro releasing these, it's been 3 years, and if you take a look at the market prices right now, the prices are the same as they used to be a few years ago before Hasbro releasing this, and it's kind of shame. I wish Hasbro released more of these figures, like releasing the first edition Optimus Prime. I know APC Toys released this that guy, as well as the other figures, and APC Toys Bulkhead. I will be getting this because his rival here, and I cannot miss that chance to get that first edition beautiful figure of beautiful uh, representation of Bulkhead alongside Breakdown. And yes, I wish that Hasbro and Takatomi just could have made more figures such as these instead of releasing, modern Transformers Prime figures in Legacy line, or just G1-ish Transformers Prime figures. They all just looking like a trash, especially RC. And they said there are leaks that they will be releasing their Legacy line uh, Skyquake, and I'm kind of looking I'm kind of looking forward to that figure because I kind of have a clue which mold they will be using for that figure. But let's wait for KO releases by APC Toys or Black Mamba. I doubt any other companies will release KO version of this Red ID line, as well as first edition Transformers Prime line, or even Beast Force. No, Beast Force, not Beast Hunters Transformers Prime, the third season figure releases. I will really glad to see all these releases by third party companies, and if we get lucky, and we would like to see, especially me, the masterpiece version of these figures. And I kind of suspect that they will be doing some work for uh, another anniversary for Transformers Primes. I'm just looking forward to new releases of this line, these figures. And as you can see, they look great. And if you get any chance of getting these figures for a decent price, just don't miss that, because those are rare figures that look great, that transformation is smoother, and articulation is great, the accuracy stands out well. Just it's a shame not getting these figures while you can. So don't miss your chance. And this is for my review on this guy, and thank you for watching it.